I want to come back to this Nancy Grace thing just one more time. The other day, of course, she said that all pot smokers are fat and lazy and useless, and she didn't apologize, didn't back down. She very strong in her tone, as she usually is. And, well, Mediaite took a look into this, and they tried to determine empirically whether or not what she's saying is true. And let's just say I have a list here of pot smokers that speaks for itself. Jennifer Aniston, okay, on one of the most popular TV shows there was with Friends, very successful actor, busy all the time. David Brooks, a writer. I disagree with him. I don't think he's all that smart, but nonetheless, he works pretty hard. Tom Brokaw, okay. Clarence Thomas, Supreme Court Justice. Seems like he got somewhere in his life. George Clooney, another very well-known actor. George W. Bush smoked weed like all these people here. Okay, he was president of the United States. I mean, I dislike George W. Bush tremendously, but I don't know if I would go as far as to call him lazy. He took a lot of vacation, sure, but lazy? Morgan Freeman, Glenn Greenwald, Jay-Z, Lady Gaga, David Letterman, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Martha Stewart, Carl Sagan, you know, brilliant scientist, spokesman for science, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jon Stewart, Ted Turner, Whoopi Goldberg. Ted fucking Turner. That guy is the furthest thing from lazy and fat, I should say. Bill Gates. Yeah, what a real fat, lazy asshole. Bill Clinton. Again, furthest thing from lazy. Oprah and Barack Obama. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, sure, you might call this anecdotal, but it is some strong anecdotal evidence. And by the way, if you want to broaden the conversation a little bit here, Sigmund Freud did gargantuan amounts of cocaine. He thought it was a wonder drug. He's one of the most brilliant guys that ever lived. Francis Crick, who co-discovered DNA, okay? He did LSD and, quote, perceived the double helix shape while on LSD. How about Thomas Edison? He did cocaine elixirs. Paul Erdos, one of the best mathematicians ever, did amphetamines and worked 19-hour days. Steve Jobs and Bill Gates did LSD. Neuroscientist John C. Lilly was a pioneer in the field of electronic brain stimulation, and he did ketamine. So this whole idea, this Puritan idea of, well, drugs are bad. Anybody who does drugs is bad. Therefore, we can mock them, call them fat, lazy, this and that. It's just not true. It's based on stereotypes. It's based on stereotypes that are left over from the reefer madness days. It's certainly not based on the science. It's certainly not based on the reality. And we should stop painting people with such a broad brush. I mean, think about how we look at alcohol, for example, right? Most people would say, sure, the majority of people can have a few drinks, go home, call it a night, and that's that. And they're just social drinkers. Some people have a problem. Of course some people have a problem. We know they're alcoholics and they go to rehab and this and that, and we view it as a medical issue, not a criminal issue. So why do we look at, when it comes to other drugs, all of a sudden it's in a different category totally? And we don't say, well, sure, most people that use marijuana are just regular people living their lives, not a big deal. They could have one joint and just call it a day. We don't look at it like that and then say there's some people that have a problem, but most people don't. When it's all the other drugs that we just went through, it's they're bad and you're bad if you do them, and we'll mock you and call you fat and lazy. I have to say, man, it's really, really stupid